So now we're going to kind of transition to another Microsoft Dynamics product in the financial accounting and ERP space. It's called Dynamics 365 for Business Central. Is anybody familiar with that brand in the room or online? Okay. Well, great. You guys are definitely in the right place. So we're going to talk a little bit about what that kind of means and what's included with that and how we kind of go from there. All right, Brad, I probably need a little, oh, there we go. All right, I'm good. Just get my slides going. Let's minimize this. Sorry, guys. I don't want that blocking my.
Little red arrow up there, that'll kind of hide it right in the top left.
And we can move this over.
Yeah. The joys of doing in-person and live webinar.
There we go. All right, now we're in business, so hopefully everybody can see the screen. So I don't know if any of these problems look familiar to items that you guys are encountering, but as we talk to prospects and clients who are looking to replace their financial systems or looking for a new ERP system, we often encounter some key issues that are really industry-wide. One is insufficient reporting, challenges with having reports at your fingertips, easy to access, in one spot where you can get it on the go, be able to see how your business is running, how it's performing, what action items require immediate attention. Duplicate data. I don't know if any of you all currently have multiple systems where you've got data kind of all over the place. You got to pull reports from multiple applications into a single source. Manual processes, a lot of workarounds. You've got multiple systems, multiple users and different applications trying to do day-to-day business processes, which kind of leads into siloed systems. So when I want to have kind of an overall view of how my business is performing and what action items I need to work on, it's difficult for me to see that. And of course, we're hearing a lot in the industry today about security issues, being able to track changes, workflows, activities, audit logs, audit trails, who last touched a transaction, where did it go, who approved it, who didn't approve it. These are all very important things in actually managing your day-to-day business processes currently today. My arrow keys are not working, pardon the technical issue. I just make sure I'm good to go for the rest. All right. So as we've talked about, Dynamics 365 Business Central is the new branding by Microsoft, but it's not a new product by any means. Chris spoke a lot about GP, which has been around in the industry for a very long time. Business Central can kind of build upon that platform as well. If any of you are familiar with NAV or NAV, Dynamics 365 for Business Central was previously known as NAV for the cloud. NAV is software for a service, or most recently was Dynamics 365 for Finance and Operations Business Edition. It's now being rebranded as Dynamics 365 for Business Central or Dynamics 365 Business Central. It does share the same code base as Microsoft NAV. Why that's important to note is because you're getting to gauge all and take advantage of all the base code that's been around there for years, that's been built in the system, plus new features and functions that have been added. So it's really taking that base back office financial management system and really taking it to the next level. It is built on 31 years of heritage. There's a lot of users, there's a lot of customers, and a lot of countries, including the United States, that use NAV or Dynamics 365 or Business Central. Over 160,000 customers, 2.7 million users, and as we said, it's sold in over 195 countries, which is a pretty impressive resume for applications across industries. As we said, it leverages all the features that were inherent in the NAV system itself, but now with Business Central, it's taken to the next step further, and now it's including things around warehousing, service management, manufacturing. But I think one of the coolest things that we're going to talk about today and really hit on is the affordability of an application. I really need a system that does all these great things. It's able to give me everything I need at my fingertips, but how much does it cost, right? Because at the end of the day, we all know that that's the important thing, is the return on the investment and what the initial cost is to get up and running. So having an affordable user-based per month subscription in the cloud makes it very affordable, especially for those customers that are looking to make the next step in their business or are currently outgrowing their legacy systems or their back office accounting packages. One of the greatest wins for 365 Business Central is the fact that it is literally encompassed in the Microsoft technology stack. What does that mean? That means you really have a single sign-on experience from left to right on this screen. Out of the box, it is fully integrated with Office 365 as well as all other Office 365 applications. So we're going to see a little bit in the demo from being able to do a quote to cash directly from my inbox, being able to post an invoice from Microsoft Word directly into my back office system. All those things are possible due to the integration with the Microsoft technology stack. Not only do you get the integration with Office 365, but it's easy to integrate with third-party business systems that you may already have in place or need to connect to your new system or your replacement system. It also integrates with other Dynamics 365 products. So I'm not sure if anyone in the room is currently using Dynamics 365 for sales or is looking to maybe take their sales process to the next level. But being able to integrate all these systems together really is a big win. You know, Microsoft has done so much R&D and investment over the years around artificial intelligence as well as Internet of Things. And with Dynamics 365 Business Central, you're able to integrate and leverage Azure IoT, Cortana Intelligence, and of course, we saw at GP how you could connect to business analytics, but we're going to see how Power BI truly is embedded in Business Central right at your fingertips. In addition to that, all the functionality that's inherent in Business Central, you have almost 1,000 apps really that are at your fingertips to kind of dig further down into industry specific solutions, which we're going to see as well. And the greatest thing is it's all wrapped in the cloud, not just the cloud, but Azure, which is the leading cloud solution in the world. So you really get a full suite of solution at an affordable price, single sign-on, beginning to end, that really allows you to run your business from A to Z. So what's included? Does it do anything beyond just basic accounting? And I think you can see from this screen that the answer clearly is yes. So everything you see up here, kind of a busy table, are all the features and functions that are included in the Business Central application, all the way from financial management, obviously, to reporting and analytics. You can see from the financial side, we can track anything from your chart of accounts, your journals, your accounts receivables and payables, all the way to month-end closing, sales and service. If we're looking to manage your contacts, do quotes, which we said we're going to see in the demo that we can actually do those directly from Microsoft Outlook, processing those payments, all interacted and related to your Office 365 apps. Project management, Chris touched a little bit on that. I know someone said they were in the professional services industry. So being able to do capacity planning, budgets and estimates, track those resources and job costing. Supply chain, it's all there. We're going to see a little bit during the demo as well. Operations, from forecasting to warehouse management, all part of the core base Business Central application. And of course, reporting, we're going to see a lot of that, not only in the slides, but during the demo presentation as well. Okay. So in addition to the core features and functions that are inherent in the system, I'm not sure if anyone has ever played around out on Microsoft AppSource, but as I mentioned earlier, in addition to what's in the base system itself, you've got access to almost 1,000 industry-specific applications that are Microsoft blessed, are designed to integrate directly with Dynamics 365 for Business Central. Many of these, by the way, are at no cost, at least initially, or minimal cost to start using, which can really take your base functionality and really make it more specific to the industries that you are servicing. You can also connect data sources and services with that Office connection, Excel, SharePoint, CRM records, Power Apps. All those things can be encapsulated in the single technology stack that we saw on the previous screen. Business processes. In today's day and age, it's all about automation, right? I need things at my fingertips. It needs to be quick. It needs to be easy to use, easy to track, easy to manage, where everything's going. What we're going to see during the demo is how we can really automate these business processes. And this little sneak peek of the user interface here, right? Which is a lot more modern. It's got a great look and feel. It's easy to navigate, easy to see around. But built within the core application itself, it allows you to streamline your processes, create workflows, create approvals, create audit trails, interact and connect with documents and forms that may need to be passed between departments. And of course, the whole time, in today's day and age more than ever, right, it's really ensuring that we've got compliance as well as security in place so we can make sure that those documents and transactions are being handled by the appropriate people. So, business performance. At the end of the day, the owner of the company, very much like Chris, or the owners of your company or your president or CEO, needs to have a one-stop shop where I can see how is my business performing today. When we get to the live demo and you log in, you're going to see a screen very similar to this, which is a single source of information, one dashboard where it's got everything I need right at my fingertips. I'm not going to vary too far from the podium here because I don't want to rip my mic off, but we'll definitely see it in the demonstration. Everything you see on this screen, we can actually drill down into. So these key performance indicators, these tiles that are kind of displaying my core business performance, If I click on those, I can get a drilled down detailed listing of what's going on in those different sections of my business. There's many charts, many graphs, many reports that you can actually include as part of the home screen, but you can even drill down into this pie chart and actually see exactly what details are making up those specific information. Get real-time updates, so you know exactly what's going on with your business at a moment's notice. And then even from a management perspective and managing by exception, as I like to say, if you can see that the second row of the third tile, there's kind of a red bar, right? That's basically telling me as my job role or as a business owner that section of my business actually requires attention. So if I were to click into that tile, it would give me a detailed breakdown of what needs attention. The other thing we're going to see in the demo as well is kind of like we saw in GP, but probably a little bit more streamlined, is the user-based and role-based security. So Bill is actually going to show us a demo, and he's going to show how we can log in as different users. So if I'm in the accounting department, maybe my dashboard is showing me all accounting-related tasks that I need to focus on, versus a business manager who's really trying to look at the overall business, down to maybe a sales manager who's really tracking quotes and proposals and contacts and things like that. But having all this, one screen, easy to use, point and click, graphically displayed, definitely makes managing your business much easier. At the end of the day, all these applications are great, but of course we want reports, and the reports need to be good with good data. They need to be accessible, easy to read, and easy to take on the go as well. With Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, we're going to show you a huge amount of reports that are already built in. They don't need to be created. They're literally available with a click of a button. But you can see we can also incorporate Power BI reports and analytics directly into the dashboard. So I don't have to go out to a web server or a third application to get that. I can really have those reports embedded directly into my home screen, which is pretty amazing to be able to see everything at one spot. Now, any concerns about implementations of new systems? Has anybody been through an implementation recently or in the past, right? So sometimes they can be complicated, take lots of time, and be difficult. One of the great wins for Business Central is the ability to easy implement. We have a lot of interfaces and feeds where you can take data from your legacy accounting packages, QuickBooks perhaps, or any other system that you might be using, get it uploaded directly into Business Central quickly and easily. And what that means to you as the owners / end users is that you're up and running fast, right? Most businesses can't afford a lot of downtime for a major system implementation. So being able to have a good project that gets you up and running, recognizing the values of a new application quickly is obviously very important to the business. And of course, having minimal impact to the day-to-day flow of the operations. Previously in my career, I spent a lot of time doing software training and training new systems and spending time out in the field with clients that were implementing new systems. And I will tell you, user adoption is always a key challenge because folks that have been doing transactions on a day-to-day basis and are very familiar with their systems today, you put a new system in front of them and it's kind of like, oh, I'm not sure what to do. Like, what am I supposed to click? What screen am I supposed to be on? What screen was I on? I'm sure you guys have probably experienced that yourself in your own lives. So I think one of the greatest things about Dynamics 365 for Business Central is the fact that not only is it built on the Microsoft technology stack, but you'll see during the demo, it has the look and feel of Office 365. So not only can I integrate with my inbox, Excel, Word, but the actual flow and screens themselves are very familiar. That means a user who's onboarding, or maybe a department is growing, or you have folks that maybe aren't so quick to embrace technology. It means it's much easier for them to learn the new system. We're also going to kind of dive in on the demo into the role-specific views. I kind of touched on it briefly at the beginning, but depending whether you're the business manager or the accountant or the sales manager, being able to see what screens and fields are applicable to you is very important. Also being able to personalize your feeds, notifications, as well as being able to personalize the screen itself. There are options within 365 Business Central where you can literally add fields on the fly. You can customize fields. And there's been a lot of systems in the past where you want to make a change or add a field or rearrange a column. Can it be done? Absolutely. Is it just a point and click? Probably not. Dynamics 365 Business Central gives you that flexibility at your fingertips. One of the things we're going to look at that really kind of brings us all together is the ability to do a quote to cash directly from Outlook. So because of the connection in the Microsoft technology stack and the integration with Office 365, you can literally be in your inbox and get a request for a quote and be able to click a button and have it directly link into 365 Business Central to actually create the quote or process the invoice, whether it be read, write, and updating items, sales orders, POs. All of those things are all integrated with Word, Excel, and Office 365. You notice you can also create professional-looking quotes and invoices and letters and documents that you want to send the other direction out to your customers. So if I'm actually doing a quote within Business Central and I want to create my invoice in Word and have it emailed to the customer or the client, that's all out-of-the-box functionality that's integrated directly with the Office 365 product suite. Okay? Any questions so far? All right. It does, yeah. So if you actually had it installed, when you open up your Office or your Outlook on your screen, there would actually be like a Dynamics button, 365, that you click on, and it actually integrates. But when it's fully integrated, it's not only just giving you access to the application, it's actually communicating on the back end. So if it recognizes the contact, for example, or can recognize the item number, it's able to pull that information directly into your window in Outlook, so you can see everything about that customer, everything about that quote, all right there on one screen, which is pretty cool. Okay. Being on the go, of course, kind of goes along with that, Office 365 online versus desktop. A lot of us are not necessarily in a traditional office setting Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4:30 or 8 to 5. So being able to have that information with you as you go is very important. You can actually deploy Dynamics 365 Business Central to your cell phone, tablet, laptop. If you're on the beach, like Chris said, and you need to see what's going on with your business, you pick up your phone and push one button. There's no add-ons, bolt-ons, or apps required. It's all literally one button. Everything's in one place that you can drill down and see what's going on. Plus, as we saw earlier, I can see my key performance indicators. If there's areas that require my immediate attention, all that is going to be displayed in one graphical screen. That's easy for me to get to. Bill's got it on his phone.
So it's just right off the App Store.
Apple, Android, all the standard app sources that you would have on your phone today. Yep. So I think the real win, to be honest, on the applications you're going to see today between GP, Business Central, and then Operations or Enterprise Edition really is the affordability of 365 for Business Central. It is a cloud-based solution, as we said, wrapped in the Azure cloud. It is a per user per month charge, but you'll see here for $70 per user per month, you get the majority of the functionality that was included in that slide. There is a premium option, which basically invokes the manufacturing and service modules. So if you need the full thing, you're looking at $100 per user per month. But obviously, based upon your business size and user count, it's pretty easy to kind of get a feel for what kind of investment you can get, and take into account all the functionality and all the features and functions that are inherent in the system for a fairly low per user per month charge. In addition, there is a team member access as well. So if you have folks on your team that don't need full access, but they need to be able to read or see reports or access certain data, not do any editing or day-to-day operations, that's an option as well. So in a nutshell, when you look at what does Business Central bring to the table, if I'm looking to replace my old legacy system, looking to take my financial management beyond to ERP business processing, I got a single comprehensive solution. It's all in one spot. That's really important in today's industry. I can grow beyond all the things that you're going to see this morning during the demo with industry-specific apps that are low cost and sometimes even free, which actually the majority of them are. Gain deeper insight into my advanced analytics, have reporting at my fingertips, have the look and feel of Microsoft Office, as well as being able to integrate with Word and Excel, all the Office really suites, take my business where I go. And I think what's important to a lot of businesses today as well is being able to grow the business at an affordable price point. And so that's kind of the key wins that we're going to feature during the demonstration. Any questions so far? All right. So I'm going to take it away to Bill. As a sales guy, I know enough to demo, only enough to be dangerous. So we're going to let Bill actually show you the underpinnings of the application, and I hope you guys enjoy. Bill?
Hi, good morning.
Morning, I'm Bill Driggy with Turnkey. My background is more in implementation. I've been around the Microsoft stacks for about the last 10 years. Done a lot of these implementations on both products. I'm going to show you the 365 finance and operations next as well. I hope you get a feeling of these products and their, the family that we're kind of showing you from a scalability, from an entry level through this is an SME product, small to medium enterprise scenario, and then the finance and operation I'll show you next is the large enterprise product. So can I get you? Yeah, I'm trying to get to the product. Here we go. So the look and feel you'll see is really very much in line with the other Microsoft Office products. And again, from a single sign-on scenario, if we're up here in the there we go. So up here in the corner is basically where we came in. We came in from these option Office and Dynamics. So it'll basically, you come into O365, there'll be a button on there that says go to your ERP, whichever one it is that's inside the stack. And from there, you'll launch into the ERP. Well, some quickly things is going to, you're going to see here is the let me close this. And then the other thing here quickly is if you want to go to the store to add an extension to the product, there's all kinds of extensions, again, that Microsoft's approved, has worked with these other vendors so that they come into the system and integrated seamlessly, basically. Just pick off anything you want to do. If you see some specific application you want to do. A lot of these things are offered free right now. They kind of entice you to get in and use them, see if they fit for you. If they do, then they'll ask you to subscribe. A big issue here you're going to see right away is presentation, right? Some things here, right? We have headlines going on. This is a little bit of the IoT. It's measuring who's your largest customer, what's your hottest product going on, alerting you to that, telling you about sales. You can affect things here. You can say what kind of things you're looking for in terms of that. Again, right away, you're going to see the color coding of items. So here I've got something in the green on my dashboard. I'm in pretty good shape, right? I can drill down to that. There I was in something in red, and that's telling me some of these invoices are past due. So I need to operate on those. Again, based on look and feel, what's happening here really is based on my login as a user, my particular role. And up here as I came in, one of the settings that you'll see is my settings. And this can be assigned automatically. Yes. So I'm going to change that. Is this mouse working?
That wasn't actually a mouse for that computer.
Okay. Okay. I apologize. I'm getting a little struggling with his. So basically what I wanted to show you was in the configuration of my settings, I have an opportunity to have these different roles. And right now I'm in this business manager role. And there's various ones out here. I'm in an accounting role. I'm in a business manager role, as I said, dispatcher and customer service. I'm dispatching, I don't know how many are in a service organization, but you may want to have orders and you want to dispatch and route things for your different employees, your service technicians, that type of thing. Sales order processor on the back end. I'm getting orders. I'm CRM type, or excuse me, CSR type applications, production planner if I'm using, I'm in production, sales and relationships. So I'm kind of in building sales orders and admin and a team member. Again, the team member is a lower license. It'll allow you to do a few applications. It'll allow you to finish transactions. It won't allow you to create transactions because it's kind of a ride-only scenario there. And then also in a lot of team members, if you're on a shop floor or you're in a warehouse, we've got people that basically doing timesheets or logging their time, maybe entering expenses that way. Again, and these are applications that also extend to mobile. One of the things then here too in the setup is the ability to have multiple companies. So for the same subscription price, you can load out multiple companies in this environment. So and there is some intra-company transaction capability that you kind of do from scenario where maybe you're got a holding company and it's above all the other organizations and you buy sell across them. We can set that up to have intercompany transactions. And then you can also do consolidations and financials to roll these companies up and do things along that way. So again, big thing here is role centers, so that this allows really for the implementation to be very much fast-tracked. Because if you're, again, a small organization, you're 20-something users, we pretty much will fit into standard roles. You can still create basically custom, if you will, roles where you can take privileges away and add privileges to people as they go. So once I'm in this environment again, quickly we're going to see, it recognizes who I am. It's going to give me my headlines. It's going to make me aware of big sales, big transactions, big processes going on in the organization. You've got sales transactions in the view there to understand, what's going on in the organization. Something in red comes up that's pulling my attention to it. Again, it's management by exception scenario. I want to go after these things that are in the red. Those are something that need my attention right away, and that should pull me to that. Here we got all our open transactions, sales, purchases, payments, scenarios. Down here we've got basically some schedules running. We can define some different things so that these KPIs that are your manageable KPIs, the ones you really drive your business on, what you measure performance on, can be embedded in here in terms of revenues and accounting focused, and then also where you're at, like a quick cash flow statement here is this particular schedule. What's in my bank, what do I got due in from accounts receivable, what's going out in accounts payable. Quick short trial balance. Again, I'm kind of the business manager. I'm going to high level view here. And then you got Power BI embedded. So Chris kind of alluded to Power BI earlier on. And again, a lot of these Microsoft applications, extensions are common across all three of these platforms. So where we're going to get to is really, what's the focus, where are you at with it, what's your particular business challenges, and we can help you take a look at which product is best for you. So from the top, I'm going to kind of go into the finance piece. You got your general journals, issues and entries. The big thing you'll see right away if I go into one of just default journal is the interconnection with Excel. So this is a bi-directional data flow. So I outbound, I maybe work in Excel, and then I import back in, right? You can do this in all the journals. You can do this in all the applications, a lot of the maintenance applications, those type of things. So it's an ability to seamlessly integrate. It's the Excel add-in option if you're familiar with that in your applications today. So, quickly you can just, populate a journal, edit it, create that. One of the big things on the chart, though, and kind of alluding to this, is the dimensioning capability, which is really a nice piece. Typically, it's probably along your income statement accounts. I'm going to get down here to a revenue piece account here if I can. There we go. So just, job sales or sales returns, who's doing. So one of the things you can do is kind of naturally on an account, identify how you want to dimension it. So one of the things we can do is quickly, say on a revenue account, I want to dimension along the lines of maybe my sales force or along a grouping of customers. So I want to get a focus, not to create your financial reporting as your analytics, but to pull some drill down basically capability inside of your financials. So we can set up dimensions that might be down to the employee level, down to the product SKU level. A lot of times on the revenue side, we dimension down the product categories and customer categories, at least at that levels, and you start to see, okay, who's driving revenue and profitability? Where do I need to stay focused, or where are my opportunities to go after new business in terms of customers and products? And again, just standard account stuff. You identify it, the name of the account and whether it's debit or credit and how it's normally signed, and goes into the posting. Cash management, again, we've got cash receipts, payment journals. You basically, in the cash receipts, you go out and say, here's my customer. I want to pay this particular invoice. What's the customer account that's involved? And do that application. So here I want to pay this Trade Research's invoice. I focus it at that particular invoice. When you go into this transaction, it'll populate that customer's invoices. You can just say, yeah, I want to pay this one, that one, tag them off and post it. And, based on what your check amount is, whatever they're paying you. And just post that up. So journals basically are entry and post, and that finalize them. So they're kind of in a soft journal entry right now. Again, I can bounce this out to Excel and do some applications with it as well. So what this does then basically syncs to your O365 login, and then populates that data and then allows you to send it back. And you'll get some options, buttons there to refresh it, to basically post it back, and to also even design some things inside of this spreadsheet. So some of the big pieces along this are, in sales, talked about order to cash scenarios. You got your customers, your items, maintenance. Nice piece here on the items level. I don't know how many of you have websites where you can actually have content established against your items, and this content can be published out to a website. We don't develop the websites per se ourselves, but we do have, again, extensions that allow you to do that. And then the system will automatically has a business connector that'll pull orders down from the website, process them right into the back-end ERP. Types of orders, again, kind of mentioned that, Chris, earlier on, quotes, sales orders, blankets. You've got an order that's ongoing, going to continue, have a customer continue order from you over the course of time, maybe the same group of items or a different quantity of items month to month, and you can establish a blanket, turn it on, set the range, set the shipping date normally. The system will just operate on that blanket order and ship that order unattended. So a good way to tie customers in if you have a kind of a regular milk run with a customer where you always order some of the same things. Sales invoices then, quote, the order to invoice. Inside the sales order, you got the same scenario, pick, pack, ship, right? Create your picking ticket, pack it, ship it, invoice it, basically steps through that. Inside the sales order, then we've got multiple warehouse capability. You can add as many warehouses as you want. Got down to the SKU level. You identify what items are in what location. Got inventory management to that level, to the warehouse level. Got reorder points calculations done at the warehouse level, so you can forecast. They have a really nice forecasting tool inside of Business Central using the Cortana Intelligence. You could also just set up kind of a simple min-max scenario and run that as well to replenish. The system will then suggest that you're going to purchase these products to replenish back to your order points and drive that through the distribution supply chain. So real quickly, you get into an order, you add a line item. You're going to have items here that are either items or services or resources or assets, so you can charge anything, basically drive it through a sales order, post it to whatever account if it's a service or a one-time charge. You can set those up, or you just normally pull your items out that you're stocking and send those through. You can create non-stocks on the fly, create a new non-stock item, just associate it in the right item category, and so it hits its general ledger appropriately, and just drive that through as a sale. So if you're invoicing, again, out of stock or just service invoices or custom items. You can build those all through the sales order. And then the system's fully integrated into the credit system, and we'll give you the look there again to help you through credit and collections. Purchasing items, vendors, the same scenario. You've got purchase quotes to orders. So if you want to issue a quote to maybe multiple vendors to get the best price, kind of reverse auction scenario, and then pull it back and create the PO from the best option. We can pull right through that and then create the quote to an order and then right to the invoice. And then the invoice is basically paid through a payment journal. Same scenario as kind of we did the customer side. You go and say, this vendor, I want to pay these, or you can just ask the system to suggest what I have due right now. It'll populate the journal with what is due, and then you can pick off the ones you want to pay. Approvals, a workflow system as well inside of Business Central. So you can have a request to approve. So you can just say, hey, I'm doing this order. I want to make sure I get it approved. Or you can have the workflows that are established in the threshold for normal approvals. So if you have a purchase order, it's anything over $200, I got to get approved. Set that workflow up. It drops through and it comes into the basically in the inbox for the approver, and they can come in and pull those up. And these would be the requests that I have available for me to approve. And then off of my approval screen, I would go in and approve those transactions or not approve them. Self-service piece, again, is kind of basically the team users that allow you to go out there and to have them enter timesheets, and then also identify what their, what their function was or what their time was used for, and then it'll drop their user task as well. So you have a task capability underneath that you can assign certain users tasks. Maybe warehouseman's got some receiving appointments or things like that, and you would just put those on his task list, and that would be presented to them under their user task. That's mobile as well, so you can have people working off of their mobile devices that way. Budgeting, full-blown budgeting scenario, so we can set up budgets, generate the financial reporting budget versus actual. We'll also have the year-over-year capability. So let me come back to some of the reports here. Come back out. So you just out of the box, you got all these, balance sheet, income statement set up. This is going to work in terms of your financial chart construction. Quickly pull that out, and you can have different views of that. Also, again, some report configuration, so you can go out and build financial statements. Sits on a report writer capability as well, that you can do that. All these are kind of standard out of the box, and then you have the ability to do that. Excel reports that you want to build, you want to do these out to Excel again and have a capability to do those edits and pull those back. Big thing usually in the budgeting is trying to get participation at various departmental levels, so you might export out their department budget and then pull that back and import it in, have somebody develop that budget and import it back in. Let me talk a little about sales orders, quotes. One of the big pieces here is really how do we get you there, right? So today, from your current stack that you're in, if you're in QuickBooks or Great Plains or any other legacy scenario, we have data migration tools that are built in to actually basically import all your open customers, items, vendors, some transaction level detail for startup balances and chart of accounts, those type of things. That's all built in. This is really a tool that's been built by Microsoft, the Business Central, to pull people out of these stacked environments and into the central ERP, the SME environment, where you're, again, hopefully Microsoft owns your desktop. Now we're going to push you through to the ERP side. We're going to give you a full-blown enterprise resource planning system. So there's a lot of integration built out here to do that in terms of migration tools. And again, a lot of applications inside here, reports analysis, admin tools that are out here that you can build, all your different subfiles, customer postings. Again, all the postings we create from a posting group, so we identify how the customers are going to get posted. You may have customers in different groups. They may have different type of sales processes where you're selling services or items. So you can set up posting groups that automatically, when your users touch a customer, touch an item, it knows where to distribute the accounting on that particular transactions for those types of integration or interface between customer and products. A lot of nice tools in terms of training. So the other part of this in terms of delivering the data migration and the training, this is, again, a kind of a fast-track implementation. These implementations are running 90 to 180 days. Once we define, because typically people are bringing in, a QuickBooks or a Stack that's got a chart of accounts and some financial stuff. Maybe they've got their customers and items spread out on some other third party or doing it in an Access database or something like that. So quickly, if you can dump it to a spreadsheet, we can import it in. So big big savings again here in terms of time to delivery, time to from the implementation process, and then to your using these productive tools to help you go forward. Okay, I think that's the one other thing I would say about this, and I'm going to lead into it in the next product is, this is a SaaS cloud offering, Azure cloud, right? And why are people moving to the cloud? I think that's probably one of the big reasons you're all here. Security. This is a multi-tenant application. So this software is maintained by Microsoft. Okay, you can add extensions to it. There's tools inside of it to do like the data migration to get you on, to continue to migrate data, to interface to other systems, to pull data into it. But it also has a consistent code base that's being maintained. It does have tools in terms of like your branding of your documents. So you want an invoice to look a certain way, maybe a certain way for certain customers. You want your check, accounts payable check, to look a certain way, customer statement, those type of things. Those are all done in Word and has an extensible capability to do customization of it. But that's not really truly customization. That's using the tool that's inherent in the ERP. So that's the difference here. You're going to get a package that's very seamlessly integrated, finance through operations, through total ERP capability. There is a higher level license here that if you are a service-oriented company, really in terms of customer service, you're doing service delivery. You have maybe, you're sending people out on site to do services, that type of thing. And then also if you're in production, that would in those scenarios, we would have you probably have to use the premium license in that. Otherwise, what we're kind of showing you here today is mostly the Essentials license, which is the $70 seat. Any questions? Sure. No on-prem until next quarter. We are coming there. Again, what we've seen and is really people are coming into the stack. I mean, the Azure cloud security, the new GDR capabilities in terms of the data requirements, across this. Again, this is multi-currency, multi-language scenarios, okay, so we can do interpretations, multi-company as well. So we've seen, that was the big push. Azure, Microsoft spends billions in terms of security to keep your data protected, and that's the offering now. But there is quite a bit of the legacy scenarios where they do on-prem. So they will be offered probably in the next quarter. Okay. Yes, sir.
So we'll touch on implementation a little bit. And of course, there's a lot of factors that are going to go against this. Is there kind of a ballpark on implementation? My recap slide will give you a layout between GP and BC and AX. And so if I give you those ranges and the sheet ahead is, wait 45 minutes, I'll go through.
Yeah, Chris is going to summarize. One of the big things is you're going to see a lot of stuff. We're feeding you with a fire hose here real quick. But we want to come back, and Chris is going to sum it up. Where do these three platforms fit, right? How do you fit into one of those? What's the cost? What's the scalability of those? So Chris has got a summary that will take you through that, and then you do that. And also, all of you, please hang on. We don't have to leave right away. We'll sit and talk with you individually, one-off. Any questions? Really, part of our process today is get familiar with your businesses, what your challenges are, and then we can tailor a demo for you as a next step in this process.